Mike, I gotta ask, what was it like getting that first pitch from your dad?
Oh, wow. Real cool. I said it in the pregame with Kellum a few years ago. My dad got inducted to his high school Hall of Fame, Conrad High School in Wilmington, Delaware. And my brother and I went up there, and I called Jim Sherman, Jim Sherman, head baseball coach, who I don't know. And I just said, hey, listen, we're going to be up there. And I said, I'd like to kind of take him to Delaware's campus and drive around. Would can somebody help us, kind of navigate that? I'm sure things have changed since the 60s, and he was there. And so he was gracious. I was just looking for him to have a GA or something, show us around. And but he showed us around for about 3 hours. And so I said, hey, if you ever want to come to Oxford and play 3 games, let us know. And he said, yeah, I'll come whenever. So that's how it all happened. So, but really cool. I wouldn't be here. We all have people that help us throughout our lives, mentors, parents, coaches. So much is said about Coach Burtman, which is certainly deserving. But that was my first coach. That was the first guy that I learned the game from and how to coach. So pretty cool.
I know Xavier Rivers referred to Ole Miss as his dream school, and I know he's waited a long time for this day. Just what do you think about his performance on the mound?
Yeah, I've said it, all weekend. It's tough to go out there the first time. It's tough, and I think as a coach, you're anxious for them to take that next step. It doesn't work great for all of them, sometimes. But anytime you put up a bunch of zeros to start the game, I think is you got to tip your cap and say it was a good day. Sure, too many walks, too many run counts. There are things that they'll need to clean up, and he understands that. But just excited that when on the big stage he performed.
Is Henninger okay?
Yeah. It had nothing to do with the hand. He. It's just normal reaction. You tell pitchers, it's dumb. They all know it's dumb. He knew it was dumb, but we do dumb things sometimes.
What do you think of the outing?
Henninger?
Yeah.
Again, like a lot of them, you got to throw more balls into the strike zone. The guy, I thought, was terrific was Vera. He threw it as well as he's thrown it since he's been here. And I think people have interviewed said, he's the guy that, I think there was a lot of expectations and didn't have a real good fall. It happens, but he threw the ball as well today as he has since he's been on campus. He can't really get into the 3 runs. I thought the stuff was really good. I thought he threw strikes with 3 different pitches coming out of the bullpen. Again, like we've said all week, on a big stage. A good outing for him.
Gonzo kind of taking over the game there, 7 RBIs for him. I know it's expected.
I don't know. Is it expected 7 RBIs? I'm teasing you. You're right though, and it's one of those. Sometimes it's unfair. When you're that good and there's such a high expectation, and you're gonna get 2 for 4, whatever he was, or 7 RBIs, and people act like it's normal day at the office, and so I guess that's the punishment for being so good.
You got a Tuesday guy in, and kind of think about that.
JT played.
Just think of Calvin behind the plate for the weekend.
Terrific. I thought the caught stealing today. The guy went on first move. A non-runner for them. Kind of like one stolen base last year. We had a little bit of a lead at that point. But usually don't get an opportunity to throw that guy out. And he threw a missile there. We didn't have a watch on him, but it just shows you what he can do. No balls past the catcher, I think, this weekend. So a couple things to note. We'll talk double-digit runs and starting pitchers all looked all performed, but no errors in 3 games. I thought Cal was terrific. I thought we played not just Cal, but everybody played great defense this weekend.
So Ethan kind of used, I think, 3 different spots in the lineup for him this weekend. Did you kind of see what you wanted to see out of him?
Yeah, we've all, obviously, saw what he can do throughout, the fall and early spring. The lineup is very fluid. You're just trying to figure out. I don't know how different it's going to be with different guys, but what is the right mix, and what is the right mix, right-handed, left-handed, and just wanted to mix it up a little bit, give him a chance in that first inning. Put Groff at the bottom. The bottom of that those 5 guys. Sometimes that helps you to steal bases. It gives you an opportunity, because a lot of times when you're up at the top, it's hard to steal bases just because you run a lot with Gonzo and Kemp and those guys up at the plate.
Do you anticipate another player in that DH spot for Tuesday, or one of the guys that
I don't know. A little ahead of know how to do that.
I think Peyton had 5 hits over the weekend.
Yeah, really.
Where have you seen him grow the most? I know he's a senior, but it seems like he's really kind of...
And he's one of those guys that, I think for the last few years he's gotten off to cold starts, and it's unfortunate. He's played great at the end of the year, played great in postseason, and he did again last year. One of the reasons that we got through that Miami regional was because of him. So it's nice to watch him get off to a good start. I thought him and McCants, McCants after, freshman All-American, freshman year, got off to a slow start last year, so it's nice to see him get off to a really good start as well.
Feel like you learned anything new this weekend?
You hope that you learn something. But really, I think the learning part is continuing to try to be the guys. I think we continue, especially with the pitchers, who are going to be the guys coming out of the bullpen, not just the rotation, everybody, and I get it. What's the starting three? Who's the closer? But it's so important that, who's the guy that comes in first? Who's the guy that, when you have a lead, and coming in for the ball to the strike zone, that will help the rest of the bullpen. Those things obviously take time, so we'll have to see.
Did you get home back in time for to watch Drew Wild that home run last night?
I did. Pretty cool. It's always neat to watch your kids.
Did you call the bunt?
Yes.
For a hit, so he might have done it himself.
Yeah, no, good ask, but yeah, and we need to try to do that. We don't want to be the team that doesn't bunt, and I think that hurts you. There's opportunities during games, but you bunt more, when you don't hit as well, and so and then obviously the last few years personnel-wise. We haven't, but you look, we've stolen some bases. I saw before today we had like 6 stolen bases. We got a bunt down, so we're in a small ball team.
Thanks, Mike.